yes, I finally found a filter that I like. Hello, it's your girl Bumblebee. You know what? Let me double check. Is this a bumblebee? This is a wasp, because that would be hella embarrassing. I call myself Bumblebee. I think it might actually be a wasp. You know, I got a stinger. So, sorry if you can hear squeakiness in the background. It's my dogs chewing on their squeaky toy. But yeah, maybe a wasp. I'll have to double check before I post. Comment below. What do you guys think? What am I? Some sort of... This drawing is very difficult to know what the hell this is. It looks like a mix of butterfly, wasp, bumblebee, caterpillar, and the face is very weird, but we're rolling with it. Anyway, hello and welcome to my first YouTube video. Woo! I'm so excited. I have chosen to do a faceless YouTube video because I don't really love looking at my face like that. And I don't want other people looking back at my videos, screenshotting my face at the most awkward angles as well. You know, with my mouth hanging open or something and making some sort of meme out of it. I'd rather not. I just want people to judge me off my voice and things that I say and then go from there, really. So, yeah. I'm making this video randomly. I plan to make it later, but I was about to go for like a shower, and I was like, you know, I'll do after the shower. And then I found this filter and I was like, oh my god, why not make the video now? It's the ADHD inside of me is just random like that. So here I am, no prep. So wish me luck, guys. Anyway, I wanted to make this video today about Tinder and dating apps. So yeah, this video might be a little bit choppy only because I'm recording it using Snapchat. So anybody got any help for me with how I can record this longer video using the same filter? Please do, because me and technology are not that great, if you haven't realized by now. So yeah, I said I was going to do a topic on Tinder, and main reason I really wanted to start my own YouTube channel was because I love getting advice from other women on just life in general on YouTube. You know, if you don't have anybody in your life necessarily that you can look up to, or you may have somebody in your life to look up to, but certain topics, it's not always the most comfortable to speak about with family and friends, and getting some impartial advice of a random stranger off the internet is the way to go these days. So let's do it. So I am nearing my 30s, and I feel I have a lot of things that I've learned from using dating apps that I would love to pass on to the younger generation, younger girls who are maybe just starting using dating apps. So hopefully you can avoid some of the mistakes that I made. And these are for the girls who are perhaps looking to, get into a long-term relationship, who are not really into the casual sex side of things, or that... Oh God, what's my dog barking at right now? What's up, pups? Sometimes I think, when they just bark at random space in the air and there's nothing there, I'm like, is there a ghost? Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? But let's hope that's not the case. So yeah, so this is not the girls on dating apps looking for fun, because if you are, girl, you are in the right place. There'll be plenty of fun to be had. So yeah, so these are for the girlies looking for to get into long-term relationships, or just, not even going to tend long-term, but just wanting something serious, actually looking to date. So let me tell you now, dating apps are a minefield. Girl. If you are getting on a dating app, you need to be prepared, thoroughly prepared. And it's not like everyone can always go to their moms and go, hey mom, I'm thinking of getting on a dating app. Like, maybe you don't want to have that conversation with your mom. Maybe you don't have a mom to have that conversation with. And maybe your friends are just going to be like, yeah, get on it, just help you set up the photo, but they're not going to do the emotional work of preparing you for what to expect on there. So the first things first, safety-wise, is you are going to experience on there harassment, sexual harassment of sorts. It is going to happen. And what that will be in the form of people just commenting on your body, your looks inappropriately. The first message may be an inappropriate comment. So, and expect that in not just one or two, but maybe a good amount, good enough for you to think, is there something wrong with what I am doing on here? Am I posting the wrong kind of pictures? And I would say 9 out of 10 times you're not, unless you're posting, photos in a bikini. And even then, that doesn't give that, other men a right to comment on your body. So there's nothing necessarily that you are doing wrong. It is just how men are on those apps. It's almost like a kid in a candy store. There's so many options and they just get so excited and they forget their manners. I know it's online as well, so we know how people react online when there's nobody to check their actions or to oversee what they're doing, and or any of their friends to say, hey man, that's like a bit creepy, maybe don't do that, So I think men will say whatever they can get away with on the apps. So that's first things first. Expect that and don't feel pressured to respond to any of that, This is not how men are supposed to act. And I always believe in the idea that if we want men to treat us respectfully, then we've got to respect ourselves too. So if we don't engage in those conversations, that person hopefully is going to learn that that is not the way to approach a woman. Is that okay? And even I think if you're looking for fun, I'd rather the man start off with a general conversation first, and then, based on your vibe, or just ask the question, what are you looking for first before making those sort of inappropriate comments. So yeah, be wary of that, ladies. I would just unmatch, block. If that happens, don't give the benefit of the doubt. This is one thing I absolutely hate that girls do. Give men the benefit of the doubt. It's always gonna end up going wrong. I would say 9 out of 10 times again, because I never giving 100%, because there may be that one guy who is, is maybe just decided to make a little bit of a joke one day, and that's not usually how he acts, and instant regret. We all say things that we regret, but 9 out of 10 times, I would say that person is not going to be a good person for you. And if you do go on a date with that person, most likely they're going to be trying to come on to you sexually and rush things. And as you said, if you're looking for a relationship, so yeah, as I said, if you're looking for a relationship, then and that's not what you're after, then it's best just to unmatch. And this might start feeling a little bit overwhelming. You might start feeling like, oh my god, I'm matching everybody, but there are good people out there. There are people that suit your vibe, that are not looking for casual stuff. Don't rush things, because a special person is special because they are rare. So you are not going to come across that person often. So just bide your time, do other things and try to put yourself out there, engaging hobbies out in the real world as well, not just using the dating apps as well. And just treat it as, I'm being curious, seeing what happens, see what you find, and not that you 100% have to find a person within a certain time limit. What else, girlies, do you need to know? Okay. The other thing is that men are not honest, especially for my autistic girlies, ADHD girlies, and we're used to saying what we mean and meaning what we say. This is not the case on these apps. You might ask a man, what are you looking for? And he may say, one thing, but mean another thing. So we've got to learn to read between the lines here. So a couple of things that I've noticed, you have to be this strict, but I am very strict. So for example, if someone says, I don't know, just seeing how it goes, even that, I don't bother continuing the conversation, because if you know what you want, you know what you want. If you want a relationship, you say you want a relationship. You're wanting to date. Those sort of things I can get with. If a man can't even say that he wants a relationship, What are we doing here? Lord Jesus. I feel like that's a sign of some sort of commitment issue. It's a sign of some sort of commitment issue if you can't even say that you want a relationship. Like, what do you mean? You can't even use the words? The words are that scary? It's very strange. So yeah, and some people might say they want a relationship, but then the way they act, you can tell is overly sexual. So just because someone says they want a relationship, if sexual stuff comes up, then after that, just do the same thing, unmatch, block, and that can be really difficult, especially if you feel a connection with that person or you feel that there's some sort of bond. But it's okay if you can't feel like you can't do it straight away. You might give them a couple of chances. Again, this may be a joke that they're having, but if you see a pattern, don't ignore that pattern because it's only going to come to bite you in the back later on. So yeah, things that people might say, anything along the lines of, I'm just seeing how it goes. I don't even know what I want. Oh my goodness. I don't really know. The people that say, I don't really know why I'm here. You do know why you're here. You just don't want to say, sir. You just don't want to say. You're just trying to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. They mean, I know that that we know what they mean when they say that. Okay? So, yeah, I think especially in England, British culture is very much, we don't talk about things like that. We don't talk about the sex word. It's very strange. It's almost like you can want it, but you can't say that you want it. So I feel like part of the culture is that some men on there will think that maybe you're just being coy. Maybe you just don't want to say that's what you want because it's not how they do things. Yeah, some men think that you want sex, but you just don't want to say that you want it. Even if you say explicitly, that's not what I'm after. Very, very strange. Yeah, very, very strange. Part of the culture. And some men will try to convince you that the way that you think is wrong. Like, what do you mean? Like, I do want commitment. I just want to try to see how things go. Or if you ask them, what are you, if the answer, for example, is I'm open to anything really, I'm open to short-term or long-term, I always feel that the men will go for the short-term stuff if they feel that they can get it, or they will try at the very least. Which I just don't think, if you're trying to date seriously, is not the way to go. I think shows that you don't really have that much self-control. If you say, I want a relationship, but at the same time, if I'm offered something, I'm going to take it. It's like, excuse me? So do you want a relationship or not? Do you want to wait to do that kind of stuff, to get to know the person? Or are you just going to jump at the chance that you can get to have sex with someone? You see what I mean? So you might, feel sexually attracted to them and romantically attracted to them, but they may just feel sexually attracted to you and not romantically attracted to you and still have sex with you. Oh God, I feel like I'm definitely gonna get demonetized or something. Yeah, with my first video having so much of the sex word, but come on, guys, we all do it, but I'll try my best to use other words for that. Maybe we should come up with a word for it. What should we call it? Let's call it, what's a nice PG word? Do the pumpkin. That's completely unrelated, isn't it? Like, let's call it doing the pumpkin. Let's call it doing the pumpkin. So, yes, somehow. Okay, so that's all that YouTube will allow me to do for today, guys. So I will speak soon. I'm going to try and upload every week, but I might upload just a couple back-to-back videos just to give people a bit of a taster of what kind of topics I will do, just so there's something on my channel rather than just being one video. But yes, at the very least, once a week. So hopefully speak to you soon, guys.